Thank you. All right, we need to have roll call.
Bartlett,
Here.
Mr. Ballard,
Present.
Ms. Owens, Ms. Owens,
Charlotte?
Yes,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Mr.
I'm boosting the volume. See if that helps.
Shane.
Here. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda and approval of minutes. And I would make these recommendations about the agenda. We have addendum items 7A, 9A, 12 has a correction on one of the employment's number of days. 16A is an additional substitute. 22 and 23. Item number 18 is an executive session, and I would request that we separate that from new business items and vote on going into that separately. So moved by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Pierce. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Ms. Owens,
Yes,
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Shane.
Yes. Next item is public participation, and if anybody's listening in, we welcome you to listen in. So we'll go from there. Next item is financial report. Need a motion and a second to approve financial items. We can then follow by discussion. Moved by Ms. Pierce,
Second, Gary.
second by Mr. Bartlett. Laura,
The only thing going on really in the treasurer's office, well, not the only thing, we're pretty busy considering we have new contract for all of our teachers and aides happening with the next payroll, so we're pretty busy. We've been actively seeking PPE and cleaning supplies, and I tell you, I told people I could cover your whole body in masks, but I can't, like, it's hard to find Lysol wipes. So if you find anything, let me know. We're doing our best to make sure all our people are covered, or clean. In regards to the billing, we have held off on our first quarter projection billing because everything has been so fluid. We hope to have it out by the 1st of September. And then, hopefully after the first term in all the districts, we'll have a better idea of where we stand. What else? The permanent budget will be presented in September. That's why you don't see any appropriation adjustments this month. But other than that, like I said, just a lot of stuff going on.
I got a lot of really good wipes in the north.
Really? I'll have to check that out. I'm on the EOC got approved like in April by Amazon to get available PPE and sanitation supplies. It's just that even then, like, so I get morning emails from Amazon. So I'm on Amazon like twice a day checking for all that stuff. And then James and I are working with another supply company, Janssen, on getting other versions of the, Lysol or Clorox and stuff. But it's, I'm telling you, I have masks out the wazoo and face shields out the wazoo, but like actual cleaning supplies, I've been giving our related service staff like one thing of Lysol wipes. I'm like, come back next week. We're making sure they have what they need, but it's
They
pretty
have one
sparse.
kind there, you can only buy 4 at a time. Still 4 times.
helpful.
Yeah, I'm whatever. Honestly, every time I see something available, whatever the max is, I buy it. And I tell Courtney, I'm like, we're going to get packages pretty much daily, like because we're just trying to keep up with it all. So.
Any questions on financial information?
Just one, is there no place you can order that stuff in bulk to come in?
It's not available in bulk.
Not producing it fast enough.
Yeah, you can't get it.
So like I've been buying, I think we just got in 2 boxes from Office Mart. We just got in 2 cases from Amazon, I believe we have some that we're gonna be ordering from Janssen Supply. So any place I find it, I buy it as soon as I see that it's available. It's just that there's usually a limited quantity that I can get. And then we actually have the people that I'm most concerned with right now. So our teachers in the district classrooms the districts are taking care of their classrooms. So they have wall-mounted sanitation, hand sanitizer. They have the necessary spray and paper towels and whatever in the classrooms. It's our related service staff and the staff that are just mobile through all of the county. I'm trying to make sure that they have supplies on hand to clean their equipment, enough hand sanitizer to take with them in case, because we do even have some that could possibly be going to kids' homes. So obviously they need to make sure that, they have, they're protected when they're out. So those are the people that I'm most concerned with right now. And I've told the classroom teachers, if they don't feel like what the districts are providing is adequate enough, just to let us know. But hopefully by tomorrow, we're going to be allocating all of the PPE that Marie's been able to get through the EMA and through BWC to each of our individual staff. So that's on top of whatever the districts are providing. We hope to have, everything has just been so back order. We were trying to wait till we had everything at once so we didn't have to run it out multiple times. But yeah, Gary, we're on it. Me, James, and Courtney have literally checked our suppliers as often as we can. We're doing.
Clorox said on TV the other night, they said it would be over a year before they're all caught up.
Mhm.
But they said there's no way they can manufacture it as fast as it's being sold.
Yeah.
And paper towels at Sam's Club, I went to Sam's Club one day to get paper towels. They had none. And the girl said that some charter school came in and just bought the whole lot from outside. It never was even brought in the building.
Well, people didn't even, some districts, especially the charter schools, didn't even know if they were going to be back in session.
Right.
They rely on the
That's what she
districts.
said, that's exactly the reason.
They didn't buy anything, so they're trying to catch up. And for the longest time during the real shutdown, they said I didn't have access even on Amazon to even look at the sanitation, the cleaning supplies and hand sanitizer until it had been end of April, wasn't it? It was late. Because I was like, oh my God, I got access. And just everything that I could. I know. So yeah, it's a constant, we're trying to, I think most of our districts start with students by the 31st or so, or some of them have.
Nearly everybody's in right now.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to make sure our people are safe and protected.
Other questions on the financial report? Go ahead, Gary.
Just one comment, Laura. My son works for the Metro Parks, and they get it in big supplies. So I'll check with him and see where they're getting it from and get that to you.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, you can just load up.
Yeah, they get the sprays, the wipes, everything. So
Yeah,
I'll try to get that information for you.
we started using Janssen. It's what do you call it, James? Like an industrial supply company? Yeah, so we've started using them. We've actually, and then we have ordered an electrostatic sanitation sprayer from another vendor. But even then, they're back ordered on Lysol. We're going with a different brand that we'll be ordering this week. But yeah, we're actively, if you want to send me the vendor information, we're happy to contact. We're reaching.
Okay. Charlotte, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Hearing no more, I'll ask for a roll call on financial items.
Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Owen,
Yes,
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Stan.
Yes. On our agenda is new business, and we approved the addendum items going with that, with the exception of number 18, the request to go into executive session Separate. I need a motion and a second so that we can move into discussion.
So moved, Gary.
Moved by Mr. Fowler, seconded by Mr. Bartlett. Okay, Marie?
All right, well, we continue to be busy. I tried to give an explanation in the memo regarding, the big pieces in terms of the FOBS. And so let's just talk about PPE real quick. So as Laura mentioned, we did work with the EMA, the health department, county commissioners really early on. I mean, it was like the first week after the closure, started having conversations with them. When you're on these calls, or I'm on these calls across the state, we seem to be in a much better place than a lot of the ESCs, to be honest. So we last Wednesday, Thursday, I'm losing track of time now. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. We were able to get the EMA to agree to go pick up from Columbus our allocation for the entire county, bring it back to their central office or warehouse. We match that with that supply with the thermometers that came from the health department. And then the EMA had sent out a survey a few weeks prior, and they used some of the CARES Act money in this county to buy things like isolation gowns. Nobody can get gloves either. Gloves are the other thing that are really hard to find. So we didn't get gloves, but isolation gowns, disposable masks, the reusable masks, etc. So you can see the table there. So it worked out really well because each of the districts was notified that we had collected it all at one point of pickup. And they came and picked up their allocation, as did we. I went down and picked up ours. It filled my entire Subaru, our allocation, and it was smaller than some of the other districts. So they got quite a big load of PPE. I did find out last Thursday that at the state level, there's going to be another 4,000 masks that are going to be distributed. The first distribution was, I'm sorry, not 4,000, 4 million. The first distribution was 2 million. There's now going to be 4 million that's coming. And I assume we'll follow the same process in terms of getting things out, which will be nice because people will have used some masks and things and they'll need to refresh their supply. They also don't have space for all this stuff, so getting it in stages has really been helpful. I feel like everybody's excited that to some extent we have kids back in. Even LU, they started back with the Group A and Group B. They're doing a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday split with Wednesday being a day of cleaning. And we have adjusted our kiddos accordingly. For preschool, that typically runs 4 days. We're only serving kiddos with disabilities right now because of space to be able to accommodate the 6-foot distance. But we did, across the consortium, agree, and Pickerington is doing the same, that regardless of that, we're not following an AB group. Preschoolers with disabilities are coming all 4 days that the district is open 4 days. So they're going to get the level of intensive services that they need. We have contacted every single kiddo family in the county that's on the pre-K-12 consortium classroom list to identify whether they decided that a virtual or remote format is better for their child and we're individualizing plans for those kids. So I feel as though our staff have done a great job of pivoting, being responsive and compassionate regarding individual parents' decisions, and in the hope that everybody behaves, wear your mask, wash your hands, which I thought has been a given for a long time, And, we can hopefully maintain kids in schools to the greatest extent possible. But it was like winning the lottery out last week and Governor said we were on orange. My phone was blowing up. So that's great. As you see, we're continuing to get service contracts in. Fry and Hensley have additional contracts which we're hiring them against. The Florida Virtual School, if you recall back in the very beginning when I told you we were negotiating our next agreement with them, when we created this Fairfield and Friends deal, which I think they thought I was nuts. I'm sure they'll never do it again. But anyway, it was really an avenue to create some flexibility, in particular for small districts that couldn't, from an economy of scale standpoint, leverage the agreement that we had made with FLDS. The consortium that I was hoping we might have gotten maybe 6 or 8 people, districts in, we have 18 districts in the consortium. And James is leading all of this work and doing a fantastic job. So James has become a trained administrator and has created an entire virtual presence and a user group where with a portal on that's hidden on our website for our Fairfield and Friends districts to have access to, including helpful tips and access to on-demand professional development offerings, you name it, he's done it. We've had very positive feedback regarding how the consortium is going. And in the process, we've done all right financially. We have more than covered the cost of the license and time. We have more than covered it. The big challenge that we faced, that was sort of an unintended challenge that we hadn't considered on the front end. We knew for the elementary classrooms that there were associated workbooks that needed to be printed. That kids, because they're elementary kids, they need to cut and they need to paste and they need to have make and take books and that sort of thing. We didn't really think about the volume of it. And our districts were our larger districts. We have 4 districts in Central Ohio that were really struggling. I will say that I contacted Dr. Goodney at ESC of Central Ohio, asked for his help, and they stepped up in a heartbeat and did all the printing at, I believe, at low or no cost to the districts. So I think it's all been very positive. It is this relationship that we've begun to develop with these districts, which include, I printed it out. I printed it so small, I can't see to begin with. So we have Circleville City, Walnut Township, Liberty Union Thurston, Jonathan Alder, Greenfield Exempted Village, Fairfield Local, Wilmington City, Fairbanks Local, Tate Valley Local, Buckeye Valley, Western Brown Local, Northridge Local, Madison Plains, Marysville Exempted Village, Amanda Clear Creek, Mount Vernon City Schools, and us. So it's a good group. We didn't advertise this at all. This was all word of mouth. And out of this is coming additional contracts for professional development services. You'll see on the next agenda, Circleville City Schools is contracting with us for a gifted audit. So, and then we have a community school through, I don't know if you saw what I sent you in terms of the OSU work that I do. There was the COVID thing. We had a community school contact us about the PBL work that I had spoke about on that call. And I think we're going to end up with a multi-year contract with them for PD in excess of $100K a year. I think they're pretty impressed with the work that was being done. So I know that these good folks are working very hard at finding PPE. And people, a lot of people are seeing this COVID shutdown as a bad thing. For us, it's been great for business. It really has. In ESC, we are booming. Our team has done an exemplary job pivoting, readjusting, redesigning, and offering services to folks. So it's been good. In terms of the rest of what's on this, it's pretty standard in terms of what we would have in terms of hires and resignations, et cetera. So I don't know if anybody has any questions in particular that they want to ask. Charlotte, do you have any questions?
No,
Gary?
No,
Yvonne or Mary?
No.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Bartlett,
yes,
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Owens,
yes.
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Steven.
Yes. Next item is a request to go into executive session. Need a motion and a second in order to do so. So moved by Ms. Pierce, second by Mr. Fowler. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett,
yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Ms. Owens,
Yes.
Ms. Pierce,
Yes.
Mr. Steven.
Yes.
Okay.
I hate to say this. I don't know whether it's just me, but the audio from the office is not good. I can understand Gary just fine, but I'm really not understanding, Lou speak.
We have masks on.
It's
No, I don't.
Combination of that plus it's using this microphone. The phone's now connected. I can connect to the phone. Hang on a minute. Actually, let me stop the live stream.
I asked Courtney to put a sign out.
And I'll say that.